Hi, welcome to Belly Strong. This is your 30-minute workout for week 15 of pregnancy. You don't need any equipment, just a mat, and make sure you have some water nearby to stay hydrated. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already so you know when our weekly workouts are coming out. And let's get started with our warm-up. So, in standing, bring those feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and we'll begin with a squat into a side bend, down and up. So week 15, in the next few weeks, you may start to feel round ligament pain, which is a sharp, intense, very brief pain in the abdominal region that you get as the round ligament stretches. So these overhead reaches are nice to open up that part of the belly. We're going to do one more each side and over. Last one. And then move to some foot holds. So just swing your foot back, give it a quick hold to stretch out the quads, and then release. If it's a little bit difficult to grab your foot, then simply do a kick up, trying to get that heel up to that buttocks. And up. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then we move into a lunge. You're going to lunge back with one leg, up, back, and up. So keep the chest nice and upright as you lunge backwards. Keep that core engaged or those abdominals tense. 4, 3, and 2, 1. Then another side to side movement. We're stretching across the mat, tap the foot behind. So these are called skaters. Doing them quite slowly. There goes my water bottle again. I'll fix that in a minute. So slow skaters, side to side, to open up those hip adductors. One more each way before we start from the beginning. We squat into that overhead reach. We're doing 8 of these movements. One more time, that whole set through to complete our warm-up. Breathe throughout. 3 more. And 2. 1. Into foot grabs. As you grab that foot, keep the pelvis tucked under. Try not to let the lower back arch too much. Last 2. And 1. And into our alternate lunges, back and up, back and up. This also helps to switch on our balance a little bit before we start getting into the real workout. 2 more. Last one. Coming back to standing, slow skaters. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and relax. Picking these up, I find I'm getting a bit more clumsy than I usually am during pregnancy, which is saying a lot. So warm up done. We're going to get into our workout proper now, and we're going to start working those legs. So down into a squat, keep that chin up, and we're going to glide from side to side. I want you to keep those hips nice and low as you step, tap for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up into a side lift. So your weight is on one leg. Try not to sink into the hip. Push up and out of that hip. Reach up nice and tall with one arm, and we're bringing knee to elbow, tap back down. Knee to elbow, tap. As you lift the leg, think of squeezing those oblique abdominals. Squeeze. And if you don't need to tap, you can hover that foot, work on your balance. 2 more. And switch to the other side. Stand up out of that hip, nice and tall, abdominals slightly tense, and we bring knee to elbow. Exhale as you bring that knee up. 5. We got 5 left. 3.
Any ideas?
And 2. Last one. And release. Third exercise, we're going into a chair pose, into a tabletop, which looks like this. Hips sit back, arms sweep forwards into a chair pose. We then lengthen the backs of our thighs. We're not straightening our knees completely, but back is straight. Back to chair pose. And up. So we sweep forward. Extend, bend, stand up straight. If the straighten is a bit too much, just stick with chair pose and then stand back up. Chair pose, tabletop, chair, and up. 2 more. Chair, tabletop, chair, squeeze the glutes on the way up. Last one. And up. Shake out those arms a little bit, shake out those legs, and we're going to repeat that all over again, starting with our squat glide side to side. We squat down, we hold that position, open chest, side to side, 10 reps each. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, straight into lateral knee ups, squeeze up. If you can, balance. I like to touch my abs just to make sure that they're working, they're switching on. 3 more. 9, 10, and switch. Arm up. So you may be getting a little bit breathless by this point, a small degree of breathless, which should be normal, as we also work a bit on cardio. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to do 6 chair pose to tabletop. Sweep those hips back, arms forward, extend, bend, up, squeeze the glutes. Chair, extend, back, up. As we extend those legs, we're also working the back muscles, which can be quite difficult to work out because we can't really lay on our stomachs during pregnancy, at least in the second or from the second trimester. Last one. Extend. Up. Oh, just take a few deep breaths here, in and out. And in and out. Have a sip of water if you need one before we move down to the mat. So move to the back of your mat and we're going to roll down. Check out our video on roll downs if you're unsure of the technique, and walk out into a plank. So chin to chest, round that spine, and walk out into plank position. You can also come into a kneeling plank position if full plank is a bit difficult. From here, I'm going to tap, opposite shoulder, and switch. So I'm going to open my legs a little bit wider to help with stability. And the aim is to not let the hips move too much. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and sit back into child's pose. Breathe before coming out into a plank again. I'm going to do this on my knees just because of the level I'm at, but you can also do this in a full plank if you're feeling really strong. We're going to go down onto one elbow, down, push back up, up into a push-up. And then we repeat, down, down, up, up, push up. 4 more. So really draw up through those abdominals. Try not to let this happen. Push up. We have 2 more. Down, down, up, up. Last one. Down, down, up, up. Push up. And sit back into child's pose. Release. So now this time in child's pose, you're going to walk hands over to one side to add a bit of a side stretch. And walk over to the other side. Back up into sitting. We repeat that 1 more time. So plank, we've got our taps, and then into our walk up push up. So I'm feeling a bit of that round ligament pain right now. So I'm going to do this on my knees. So come into that plank position, or full plank if you can. And we tap, shoulder to shoulder. 6. Try to keep hips as still as possible. 2, 1. If you need a break, shake out those wrists really quickly. And once again, doing 6 walk up. I call them walk up push-ups. So we walk down, down, up, up, brace up. Down, down, up, up, push up. 4 more. 3. And 2. Last one. And sit back into that child's pose. Walk the hands over to the side into a bit of a side stretch. and walk over to the other side. Right, from there, we're moving into an all fours position, and we're here. So hands are underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Before we actually start, let's do some mobility into our cat-cow. So we arch that spine, and then we round, tuck, and push up. Arch, and round, push up. Arch. This is also a nice one, pelvic mobility, around ligament pain, for pelvic girdle pain, as long as it doesn't aggravate or make your pain worse. And coming to neutral. Lifting opposite arm and leg at the same time. Hips keep facing the floor. We're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3. Slowly back down to center. Other side. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, and down. So make sure arm and leg are moving at the same pace. As we pulse up, try not to let your lower back pulse with you. It's a glute squeeze and an arm lift. 4 more. Control that return back to center. 2. Last one. And relax. Just roll those wrists out a little bit. And we're going to give them a break as we come down onto our elbows. So we are here. Push out of those shoulders. You're going to extend one leg behind you and then take it across the other leg. The movement is a rainbow. So I bring that leg up, over, out to the side, and return it the same way. Same principles as we just followed with our other exercise. Our lower back is nice and still, it's not arching. Everything from hips up is nice, stable, and still. 3. Try to keep both hips facing the mat. And 1. Bring knees back to standing. Shake them from side to side just a little bit. And we extend one leg behind us, cross over its partner, and we do that again. Up and over. So it's not about how high you get. I say that in a lot of my videos. It's about the form you use while you do it. Can you keep everything in its correct position? Can you keep that low back and that trunk stable? 2 more. Last one. And relax. Ooh, take a few deep breaths here, in and out. And in and out. We're going to swing those legs forwards into a sitting position. Let's do a few pelvic tilts here. So we round that lower spine and then come up. It's a very small movement, but a movement that people with low back pain, long histories of low back pain, pelvic pain, often find difficult. So releasing these small movements and restoring that mobility often can help. or is one of the things that is part of a treatment plan. Last one. We now tuck around. We're going to lower ourselves a little bit further down until we can feel that it's a little bit challenging to stay here. Arms coming across in front of us, and we're twisting slightly side to side. Lift and then right. My legs are fairly relaxed. All of the strain is being taken up by those abdominals. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then continue rolling down to the back of the mat. I'm going to shift forward a little bit here. We round that spine. If you need some assistance doing this slowly, hold the backs of your thighs, because I want to see a nice controlled lower down onto that mat into a lying position. So once again, if you feel dizzy or faint or unwell at all while you're exercising lying flat on your back, just give this exercise a skip, because it does have something to do with blood pressure. But if you feel fine and healthy and ready to go, then you can continue with this exercise. So, it starts with a pelvic tilt, as always, as a lot of the time, lifting hips up into a bridge, and we're going to drop one knee out to the side, very slightly bring it back in, other side. So as one knee drops out to the side, the knee that's staying in the middle, or the leg that's staying in the middle, is absolutely still, and the hips remain lifted. So this is a really good one for glute strength, to also help prevent pelvic girdle pain later on in pregnancy. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and as a bonus, 10 pulses up and down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and peel it down. Lay that spine onto the mat, one vertebra at a time, back into neutral. And just as a practice, because it's really good for spinal control and abs, we're going to roll up and then back down again. So chin comes to chest, we lift the upper half of the body up, and we're going to continue sitting up. Use your hands to help you if you need to. Coming up into a sitting position. Then we roll back down, nice and controlled, and we do the bridge series all over again. So hands behind your thighs to support, or in front of you if you want a bit of a challenge and you can control it. Tuck that pelvis, round that spine, lower that spine onto the mat, one level at a time. Slow and controlled. Slow, slow, slow. And bring those knees a little bit closer. Feet hip distance apart. Make sure you're in neutral spine. Flatten those ribs. So we tuck that pelvis in, peel those hips up into that bridge, and we start with our knee drops side to side, keeping those hips lifted. And for those who are really battling to lie on their back at this stage of pregnancy and do any exercises, you can still do this, but with the top half lifted. So you can actually lay on the edge of a bed or the edge of a couch, edge of a bench, and you'll end up more in a horizontal position rather than a sloped position that I'm in now, if that makes sense. Keep dropping for 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, 1, and pulse for 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then peel back down onto the mat. Pelvis is the last thing to hit, and give those knees a hug. And you can circle those hips too, just mobilizing those hip joints after we've worked all of those muscles around the hip. Okay. Bring those feet back down. We're going to roll back up into a sitting position. If you battle to do this, so you can turn onto your side and then sit up, or use your elbows to assist, or your hands. We exhale, chin to chest, and slowly come up into a sitting position. So now we're going to roll down halfway as we did before with the twists. We tuck that pelvis under, round that lower spine, keep the chest open, and this time our arms are coming out to the side. Now imagine that you're pushing against something and then pulling something down. This is the movement that we're doing while we hold this position. And it's not an easy, no resistance movement. I really want you to tense those arm muscles and act as if you're really pulling and pushing against something. This is a good way to strengthen and activate muscles without weights. Up and down. Keep going. 4, pull, and 3, 2, and 1, and come up into sitting. Straighten those legs out. Keep nice and upright with that chest, and tilt forward until you feel a bit of a stretch anywhere along those legs. I like to pedal my feet, circle them in this position, because it's also a nice mobilizer for all those nerves that run along the backs of the legs. Just a little bit more time here before we move into our final exercise before our cool down is a V-sit balance. Starting up nice and tall, you're going to tuck that pelvis, round that spine. Keep that chest open though. Arms either behind your thighs or here. We lift one leg up, other leg up to join, with nothing changing, or hopefully nothing changing in this region. And we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One foot down, other foot down. Relax. That's a bit difficult. You can hold here and build up to lifting legs, or just lift your legs one at a time. But we're going to go back into that balance for those who can. Round that spine. Lift one leg, lift the other leg. And we hold. Chest is still open. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg down, up. And again, round. Leg up, hold. Pull those shoulders down the back. Activating these muscles also helps with that balance. 3, 2, 1. And last one. Round, lift, lift, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And that is our workout. We'll do a little bit of a stretch before we finish up. So bring one leg in front of you, one leg out to the side. You're going to lift the opposite arm and reach up and over towards that foot. And twist towards that foot to change where that pull comes from. Switch to the other side. Reaching up and over with that arm. And then twisting towards that leg. Coming to a sitting position. Cross one leg over the other. Sit up nice and tall, and you should be feeling that stretch in the glute or the hip of that leg that is crossed over. And switch. Really open that knee out. And relax. Bring your knees under you. One leg forward. Pelvis is slightly tucked under as you push the hips forward. And then I'm going to bring the same arm as my front leg behind my head into a tricep stretch. Switch. Pelvis tucked under, push those hips forwards, and then tricep stretch. Right, bring both legs behind you, or sweep both legs behind you. Push back onto your haunches, hips up to the ceiling, and we're going to roll up nice and slowly. Bottom of the spine to the top. Head is the last thing to come up. And just roll those shoulders as you breathe in and out. In and out. And then just relax, shake, give yourself a little clap or a pat. That is the end of our 30-minute workout. We will see you next time on Fairly Strong. And just a reminder to subscribe to our videos so you know when our new ones are coming out. And please leave any questions that you have in the comment section below, and I will get back to you. Bye everyone.